Here is the story of a legendary ship, a tale of ambition and tragedy that continues to captivate the world. On April 10, 1912, the RMS Titanic, a marvel of modern engineering, stood proudly at the Southampton dock. A symbol of luxury and progress, it was hailed as unsinkable. Crowds gathered in awe, their faces filled with a mixture of excitement and hope, as passengers from all walks of life boarded the magnificent vessel. With the resounding blast of its horn, the Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage, casting off from the bustling port and heading for the promise of a new world, completely unaware of the fate that awaited. The initial days of the journey were a portrait of serenity and splendor. The Titanic sailed gracefully across the vast, sunlit Atlantic Ocean, its powerful engines cutting through the calm waters with effortless grace. On board, life was a vibrant tapestry of opulence for the first-class passengers, who enjoyed lavish dinners, strolls on the deck, and elegant soirees. In the decks below, hopeful immigrants dreamed of the new lives they would build in America. The ship itself was a floating palace, a self-contained world gliding confidently toward its destination. The sea was peaceful, the sky was clear, and the atmosphere was one of unwavering optimism, with no hint of the impending disaster. As daylight faded on the night of April 14th, the mood shifted. The calm sea turned deceptively still under a dark, star-filled sky, the air growing bitingly cold. Lookouts strained their eyes in the darkness, but the warning came too late. A colossal iceberg, a mountain of ancient ice, materialized suddenly from the gloom, directly in the ship's path. Despite a desperate attempt to steer away, the collision was unavoidable and catastrophic. A horrifying grinding sound echoed through the vessel as the iceberg sliced a fatal wound along the Titanic's starboard side, sealing the doom of the unsinkable ship. The initial disbelief quickly turned to panic as the great ship began its slow, agonizing descent into the icy black water. The deck, once a stage for promenades and laughter, now tilted at a frightening angle. Flares were fired into the desolate night sky, a desperate cry for help that went unanswered. In the chaos, the crew scrambled to launch lifeboats, but there were not nearly enough for everyone on board. The heartbreaking scenes of separation unfolded as families were torn apart, and the partially filled lifeboats rowed away from the sinking giant, their occupants watching in horror as the ship they had just left was consumed by the sea. In its final moments, the Titanic's stern rose almost vertically from the water, a stark and haunting silhouette against the starry expanse. For a brief, terrible moment, it hung there, a monument to a dream that had turned into a nightmare. Then, with a final, deafening roar of twisting metal and collapsing structures, the majestic ship plunged into the dark, freezing depths of the Atlantic Ocean, disappearing forever. And so, this monumental journey across the ocean concluded, leaving behind a profound silence, an enduring legend, and a timeless lesson in the face of human ambition.